made some memorial flames for Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is January 27th. They did a mixed media project where they had the shape of a flame, and then after we had put together a timeline and looked at individual people, they chose one person and used them as an inspiration for the artwork that they put on their flame. The people that were chosen, they were all various people that had suffered during the Holocaust. It wasn't just Jewish people. There was also other religions that were targeted, like Catholics and Jehovah's Witnesses. They got to choose from a selection, just something that kind of drew them towards that person. And that, you know, some were kids, it was like kids all the way up to adults. And so something about the story connected with each student, and that's how they chose. It's always real satisfying to see everything come together. The kids really, they kind of put all the pieces together, and the result is always really satisfying and really amazing. The artwork themselves, you know, it's kind of open-ended. You don't necessarily know exactly what's going on when you look at the artwork, and so each student created an artist statement where they shared the meaning behind the artwork that they created. Because the stories, there's a wide variety among all the individuals, it's almost like a comprehensive history to look at their art and all of the artist statements. With art, it's a way of communicating, also an interpretation. So I have a lot of discussions with my students about not being exactly literal, and then how to also basically take something from a story, like the individuals, how you can show things from their life in art. And so there was one where the family was in hiding, and so the student, basically, from the flame, it looks like there's a person peering out from behind a window that's been covered up. There's another one that represents Kristallnacht, which was the night that Jewish businesses and synagogues were destroyed. And so all of the destroyed, like crushed glass is where it got its name. And so he, within his flame, has little bits of glass. And then behind the glass, you can see, I think it's parts of the Torah. And then also on the back, he has images from the Torah that I think have been. There was another one where it was a teenager who was sent to a concentration camp, and within the camp, she was assigned to tend to the garden and also to the small children. And so the student was able to include images of like gardening and babies. We're really fortunate that our library is very willing to display our artwork, and even will kind of collaborate with the displays. And so we hung the flames from the ceiling to kind of show, you know, they're burning. And then we hung up all the artist statements so that people can read, see the meanings, and then Ms. Barnes put a display of Holocaust books, and then also some candles just to show some reverence to the memory.